official. Oh. Did you dunk them in the Atlantic?
Yeah, back wheel in the Atlantic. Pacific.
Oh, that's awesome.
4,500 miles.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, Jack.
Oh yeah, my rear tire's flat, dude.
Right around that far corner.
Jack gets a flat tire like every day.
What do you do when you get a flat tire?
Cry. I should be wearing my helmet. Right, yeah, should we get back into like our full roadie gear like we just got off the road? I'm Zach from New Hampshire. I'm Jack from New Hampshire. There's a whole tradition of a bunch of people who cycle across the country will stick their back wheel in the first ocean they start at, and then their front wheel in the ocean that they finish at. They're like, what better place to do it than right here? And we loaded down the bikes and we took just like a trial run just to make sure everything's tight, everything's gonna work. And we went to my friend B's house. Turning around in her driveway, Jack broke a spoke on his wheel. This is day -1. You're kidding me. And he breaks a spoke. Big day. Here we are. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Gonna get some breakfast going. Gonna hit the road. Let's get some miles on. We had a couple of false starts. My little brother was gonna man the drone while we like dipped our wheels and everything. So we did it, and then we came back and he had forgot to hit record. So we did it again. Like a freaking classic. Some lady on the beach with her kid, and we're just like wheeling our freaking bikes down onto the sand.
Twice.
Yeah, twice.
Trial number 2.
All right. Yeah. And then, yeah, then we took off.
Give you a smile, Jack.
We went over this climb called the Kangamangas Highway in New Hampshire. I don't remember how high it is. It's nowhere near as high as like some of these Rocky Mountains. It's 5,000 feet. But it was like our first real, like, actual climb that we'd ever done. Hell yeah, brother!
A lot of climbing. Turns out it's taking me on the dirt climb up Everest. I don't know if you can tell by the speed, but I am walking my bike up this hill.
So we barely limped over that and then like kind of crawled into town, and we got a hotel that night. And then the morning of, like the morning after, we were getting ready to go, and we were like, oh crap, Zach's got a flat tire. So Zach starts pulling these mixed match tubes out of his bag. He just like had laying around. I brought the extra tubes because I was like, and none of them were the right size. There was like two why did you have these? Like my like road bike with the tires like that skinny, and one for my mountain bike with like a really fat tire. None of them would fit. So we like barely got the tire back on with the old tube that was like slowly leaking. And we biked like, I don't know, 10 miles up the road. Something like that. And then it was like flat again. But this really nice couple gave us an extra tube that they had that like just happened to match the same gauge tire that Zach had. So we took his tire off, got the tube brake ready to put in, and we could not for the life of us get the freaking tire back on. Yeah, it was... So we're sitting at the Flume in North Conway, like, just like, done. Like, what are we gonna do? We can't get the freaking tire on. How are we gonna? Right, like, and this was like day 3. I mean, if a flat tire was like an all-day event on day 3, we're like, we're never gonna make it. It's 4 hours. Not gonna happen. So that was definitely like one of the first oh shit moments. You know, I didn't think that we like couldn't do it. I was just like, man, this is what it's gonna be like every other day. Every flat tire. Is this
trip gonna suck more than it's gonna be worth it.
How often would you have to sleep somewhere that was illegal to sleep at?
Never. We have never slept anywhere illegal. But two guys that we know that looked a lot like us. But like, yeah, I feel like maybe 2 or 3 times a week we'd be in like places that were just public
Frowned
parks.
upon.
Or like, yeah, like if you saw someone camping there, you'd be like, what are you doing here?
Yeah. Especially early on. Like in Vermont and stuff, there was like that one night that we couldn't find anywhere. Yeah. So we just
Went to the woods.
we went into the woods and
Someone's house.
somebody's like backwoods and we're like, camping here, this is good.
Tent spot for tonight. Thank you, the Trojans.
And then we camped on somebody's private property just a couple nights ago.
We didn't even know it was private property
Yeah,
though
he
until
just-
he rolled up, so.
I'm just gonna take a wild guess and say you don't realize you're on private property.
I was like, oh man. Like, no, I didn't know. He's like, well, in that case, like, have a good night. That was a good answer. Cold one this morning. The frost soaked everything on us. So, we've got a little laundry line here on the fence.
I guarantee you I piss Zach off like once a day. And
I
Zach
probably pissed you
pissed
off.
me off at least once a day.
A discussion can be productive, an argument is like never productive.
Jack, next time you sunscreen, get your lower back. Oh, dude, you are burnt. Right there. Ciao, baby.
Show off your monocle real quick.
It's just safer, goddammit.
Your derailleur broke on the reservation.
Yeah, the derailleur breaking on the reservation. We woke up and where were we at? Yeah, we were in a hotel that morning because everybody had told us like, yeah, the reservation, like beautiful nature out here. Don't be out at night.
Do the hills have eyes or some
Right?
shit?
My GPS comes up and it's like beep beep, like wind advisory. I check my phone and the phone's like, yeah dude, you're gonna be seeing 30-mile-an-hour headwinds with 50-mile-an-hour gusts.
Oh, fuck.
The whole day.
And not only
And then
that,
tomorrow.
you're gonna be climbing 2,000 feet. There's nothing to do. Like, we're gonna just have to like suck it up, get on the bikes and go. And we get like a quarter mile out of the Burger King
Not
and
even.
my derailleur just like, so when the chain comes off of the wheel on the bottom of the derailleur, it pulls the whole thing
Yeah.
like up, and it pulled it into the wheel, and it just snapped the derailleur like a twig.
Fuck.
And I couldn't pedal, I couldn't move the wheel, I couldn't do anything. It's like,
They call it the crushing day. It was awful.
was
So
horrible.
we stayed the night before in a Motel 6, like a pretty nice Motel 6. And we were ready to hit the road in the morning. We had a place to stay set up. So like we were like, all right, this is gonna be a nice day. Right out of a hotel into a place to stay. This is gonna be nice.
no camping, good day.
So we rolled out and like, it's just raining. It's like raining all day. So we were just like wet in the first 15 miles. Zach gets a flat tire. So we barely get his tire on, get him rolling. And we're like, crap, we're out of tubes now. So if we get a flat tire, we're just gonna have to like figure something out. We're screwed. So Zach gets another flat tire.
Of course.
Like 6 miles down the road.
Maybe not even, yeah.
So I bike in what my GPS tells me is the right direction to go to Walmart to get some tubes. And I find out like 3 miles later that I'm going the wrong way. So I had to turn around and go back. But I got some tubes. We got his tire all fixed up, pumped up.
Still raining
again. Still dumping rain. We're both soaked. So I get a flat tire down the road. This is when we're only like maybe within 15 miles of getting to this guy's place. So we're winding down. We're still having a really crappy day.
Yeah.
Man, what's going on?
So we pull over to change the Jack's first flat, and I check my phone. And my mom had texted me, she's like, call me when you get a sec. So I call my mom, and she was like, we had to put the dog down. It's like, I started crying. I'm fully like, proud to admit it, dude. That was probably the closest. If we were in Vermont, I would have just out of like heat of the moment quit right then and there, just because it sucked so bad. The GPS told us to go through this road, and we get like down on like this chunky dirt road.
It was,
and then there's just
gravel.
and there's just a river going through it.
Man, where are we? Just made it all the way down this long, loose, gravelly road. Pretty rough, hard to ride. Have a little bit more to go, but you have a little bit of an issue. Gonna be some backtracking, quite a bit of backtracking.
It's not even like a bridge washed out or anything. Like the road just dead ends, and the GPS is like, yeah,
go through there.
Jump the river and keep going.
GPS took us down a road that had been closed for 20 plus years and turned into like a bird sanctuary.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. That was probably the coolest road we've ridden. It was like the apocalypse. Like there was trees down, there was like plants growing out of the road, the bridges were all collapsed.
Nature just took hold again.
Yeah. We had to fight for like every mile. Road's closed, but obviously bikes can get through.
Right, not close to us. Oh,
I can get up that on this bike, I guess. Another bridge. How crazy is this, dude?
Dude, this is kind of nuts.
It's like we're in a different world.
Walk it.
Be slow going through here for a minute.
Ah, cyclocross.
Whoa!
What's up?
All right, balance it.
Watch out for your bike.
Yep.
I got it.
Hopefully we're not doing that for the next mile.
Yeah.
This is the craziest thing I've seen ever. I wonder if there's a way around. We went from riding the Katy Trail to riding this. Oh, you got it through?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Getting it down is about the issue. Getting it up.
Getting it back up.
Started up in Maine.
You started up in Maine
Yeah.
and you're riding across country.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We
Telluride.
Telluride.
Yeah.
In Telluride we camped right at the base of like a mountain, and we were like, I don't know what the elevation of Telluride is, but
It was like 9,000 feet.
it was high enough
that,
to like
10,000.
when putting stuff away, like in the morning, I was like out of breath. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
this is so. And that night, like, we were setting up our tent. It was already dark, like 8 o'clock, and I was like, man, I have a really bad feeling about this night.
I thought he was talking about black bears or like wendigos.
No, dude, I was like certain that I was gonna freeze to death that night.
he's like concerned about real things.
And you guys are both in this single man?
No,
No.
so this one's mine. Zach's
got my own.
his
I'll
own too.
pan and like
Yeah.
show this.
It's my home.
Nice.
Home on the road.
I would have been like, yo, I'm sorry, we need to both get on one pant, otherwise
Yeah.
I'm gonna freeze.
Yeah,
We probably should have, but I mean, we lived.
we lived. Yeah, we climbed
Monarch Pass in Colorado.
Colorado, which is it tops out at was it like 13 or 14,000 feet.
It's like just under 14,000 feet.
Yeah.
It's pretty tall.
It's pretty high up there, and you know, you start climbing at like, was it like 9,000 feet? So you climb like 5,000 feet throughout the day. And then we got to the top, put on all of our like warm gear because it's freezing cold, and whenever you're descending, it could get even colder. And then I don't know what took us like, it was like 5 hours of climbing.
It's a long
was like a 20-minute descent. Or it's like, you know, you take up the whole lane because you're going as fast as the cars.
6% grade for 9 miles. Woohoo!
Get lower, you can feel it like heating up. So like by the time you're at the bottom, I think it was like
You're almost comfortable.
Right, it was like 70 degrees out. By the time I hit the bottom, it was like 20 at the top.
That was incredible. That was fucking insane. That was awesome. Fuck yeah.
Oh my god, did you get that on GoPro?
I think, yeah, I hope it's still going. This is the highest elevation I've ever ridden. It's hard. It's really hard. But man, it's gorgeous. Incredible, dude. Fucking incredible. Look at that. Yeah. 11,266. 11,266. This is the highest I've ever been.
And then of course, the biggest triumph of them all, when we rounded that corner, like down there, and you're like, I can't see anything past that bridge. And you get up a little higher, you're like, that's the ocean! Wow! That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool.
There it is. About 4,500 miles.
I almost can't even believe it.
That's coast to coast.
I feel like I got new eyes, you know? I feel like I try to find the beauty in the mundane now. Like that was probably the biggest thing that like riding across the country kind of changed about the way I see it. Like like things just seem more beautiful now. Like a nice flat patch for a tent or a, a nice smooth road.
The little things. The other thing is like people are actually still good, which is kind of cool. We didn't run into one single bad like
Nobody screamed at us.
Nobody screamed at us.
That was
Nobody
my- that
tried
was
to
the
take
question.
advantage of us. Nobody tried to mug us. Nobody tried to rob us. Which, like, you know, obviously that can, knock on wood, that could still happen.
Yeah. San Diego.
But
Any other questions? I I got nothing. I've been hitting you guys with everything I got.
You guys are really good storytellers.
Well, we got some practice for people.
Thanks for letting me ask you guys those questions.
Of course.
Yeah, dude, thank you for asking.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, yeah, thank you for coming and joining.
Nah, totally. It was cool.
Now I can show you Nate.
Hey, I'm Nate.